Hey guys, welcome back. And as you can see, we're back to the guitar project here in the garage, and we have more tools. That's right, we have our drill press, we have our router table, we have jigsaw, we have all of our bits, we've got all of our protection, and we've got some new stuff. So the Pickguard material did come in, and as you can see, we're going to be using every stinking little bit of it to make this thing. Now, we're going to need this to make this, but how are we going to do that? It's fairly flimsy, right? So what we do, we take a piece of this MDF board and we cut a buck. What is a buck, you say? Well, a buck is exactly what that looks like. And then we tape this to this so we can use it on the table. And that's the safest way to do it, or you're gonna hurt yourself. So we'll have to make one of those. But we're not gonna do that today. Today, we're gonna cut this out. But we're gonna do it on MDF because we need to drill these holes and check our positioning for our tuners and make sure that it looks right. You know, you don't want to be cutting on this really expensive neck and then figure out that your design doesn't work. That wouldn't be good. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this out of MDF, drill the holes, and put our tuners in it and see if it works. So come on along. And here we are, guys. I've got my MDF solidly mounted to my table so that we can actually cut this out. Now, before we do anything, I want to say a little bit something about shop safety. If you've never used any of these tools before, get some help or read all of the directions that come with your tools. Okay, a lot of this stuff is dangerous, and there's no more important shop tool for safety that you ever have than your safety glasses. Thank you, Norm. There we go. Now, the thing is, you might have seen that I've left a lot of line here. That's because I'm going to sand all this off and bring it to the line. So now we need to mark our hole positions, drill for our holes, and then start sanding this up and mount our tuners and see how this looks.
Here's a chance to find your flame. Are you a loser or a fighter?
Okay, so what size hole do we drill? Let's figure it out. Looks like a 385. That's 0.385 inches. Okay. So we just measure across these. That's a 375. That's a little tight. We don't want to go too. We don't want it too big though. If you go too big, it'll be loose in the hole, and that just won't tune. Yeah, that's a 5. So we need something in between. I need to go get my machinist drill. I'll be right back. There we go. Lots more. Yeah, that's a 392. Might be a little big, but let's give it a shot. You guys ready? Let's make some holes. See that move? Bit too sloppy, so we can't use that size. Let's pick another one. Oh, nice and tight on that one. So we're gonna use a 3/8. Even though it's a little bit small, we can squeeze it in there and it'll be nice and tight so that when we tune it, that it's not gonna move on us. So we're gonna go with 3/8 holes. Okay, so other than our first loose one here, everything went in nice and smooth and tight and awesome. And the spacing on the back is really good. I like it. On top of that, it looks awesome. Look at this thing. Isn't it cool? I was worried about this area here where there might not have been enough meat for that tuner. But now with this test, I can tell that we have plenty of meat for that tuner. So we're good. I might change it a little bit when I sand it. Maybe give it a little bit more, but I'm not sure. Once we get the final piece all sanded out and nice, then we can actually put this on the back of the original headstock and cut it out with a router. And we can follow this piece, so that's perfect. That's why we do this, so that's kind of cool. So you guys like that? I think it's cool myself. Ooh, we're getting closer. I like it. Okay, so now we got our head taken care of for a while. I've got barrel sanders coming. So we can do the sanding part. We'll move on to the Pickguard. Now this is a huge piece of 3/4 inch MDF, which we're gonna use as our buck. So we're gonna cut this off, and then we're gonna mark this out and cut out the outside. And we're going to drill the holes for the controls and for the tune-o-matic, and then we're going to route these holes for the, of course, the humbuckers. So that when we get it all cut out, we can actually put our plastic on this, route the outside, and have marks for our holes going forward. And we just bust them through. We'll have to route for these with a plunge router. It's going to be a little bit tricky, but I think we can do it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to whack this off, and we're going to cut the outside and get these holes drilled. All right? So let's go.
Something that changes all the rules. Why pretend when some of us shine brighter?
Okay guys, now that we've got our outer cut out for our Pickguard blank, now what we need to do is we need to knock these out. Now these corners here actually are 1/4 inch radius. So what we need to do is we need to mark this back so we know where to put our 1/4 inch drill hole. Now when we drill these out, then we'll have nice straight lines to be able to cut out, and then we can actually sand them and make them nice and square. So with that, we're gonna go ahead right now and start measuring stuff up.
Are you afraid of failing the audition? You're a star and you should know it. Yeah, you rise above the rest. It doesn't matter who you hurt. If you're just proving you're the best. Battle, you wanna win it. Let's have a you wish. I so want this. Not if I get it first.
Okay guys, we've got our Pickguard blank pretty much outer cut out and our holes poked through here. You'll notice there's a lot of line left over on these. Because we're gonna take our barrel sander and we're gonna square this up and follow the line so it is perfect. So when we go to the router table, it's a perfect piece when we cut the plastic. okay? And we're gonna get to that in just a little bit. I'm not gonna actually drill these holes. I've second guessed myself. I'm going to wait. I'm going to drill them straight in the plastic off of our template instead of actually drawing it here, because I don't want to have these holes scratching the pickguard. So that's where we're at today. That's basically all we can do until the barrel sanders get here. So with that, that's all we're going to do today. Am I going to extend this video, or am I going to cut it here and make a second video? Maybe you'll find out.